There's one, all of them are just regular raviolis, except this one has a bite taken out of it and you can see the meat on the inside. So I'll show you how to do, there's two different types of ways to make the ravioli, one with meat and one without. So we will get started, and here's a bowl of ravioli. I'm going to start off with taking some, oh, back you up a little. There we go. I'm going to take some clay. It's like flesh toned. I find a lot of food is flesh toned. If you start with flesh toned, it looks real, more real. Oh, here. I have one of these plastic things that people put string through. It was a really big sheet of hard plastic, and you find it in the craft section at like Walmart or wherever. And I cut it out to be a couple inches by a couple inches, and I take the clay. Oh, great! Now I didn't leave any clay for me to work with. Whee!
You can glaze it down.
Oh, well, I'll glaze your worm with eyes in a little bit. I'm doing it right in the middle of a video, okay? This is translucent clay, and I'm taking just a little bit of brown, and depending on what shade of brown you can use, because I ran out of, oh no I didn't, look at that, there's flesh tone right there. Yeah, never mind, that's one way to make flesh tone, but hey, if you have flesh tone, just use it. Oy. There we go, there's our flesh tone. Woohoo! I'm gonna warm it up. I'm gonna roll it through the pasta machine on a number 4, and I'll be right back. Oh, I said that wrong. Rolled it out on a number 1, which is the fattest setting, the widest setting, and the thickest, and then you have a nice flat thing. Then you're gonna take your little plastic thingy, and I'm using my razor blade as a push tool. Excuse me. I'm just gonna squish it on those. Squish it. Squish it.
I want to color.
Carefully, because, you know, you want it to be careful. Now, I'm going to cut off the edges that I don't need, and make sure you leave a little extra, because ravioli needs, they need sides.
Oops, sorry.
No problem.
That one's mine.
Try not to break it. There we go. Now, I'm going to have my, how close can I get? Always a good question. And just so you guys know, I do have a sheet of glass over my wood table, so I'm working on glass, not on wood. And then cut right in between the ravioli chunks, like that. And then I get these out of the way and work with one strip at a time. And yes, you have to make each and every ravioli individually. So try and make them square. But you can always go back later and square them up if that's not perfect. So here you have your little ravioli, and it'll have a, you guys getting too much light on there. Let's see, where's my light coming from? I think it's this one. Here, let's move that. Yeah, maybe you can see it a little better. As you can see, it has a little pop-up top on there, on the edge, on each edge.
I need a hot.
That down. And I'm gonna get a little teeny bottle of toothpaste.
I made a heart for you.
Oh, well, anyway, it doesn't matter what kind as long as it, thank you, sweetheart. That is a beautiful heart. Nicely done.
And I'm making a lot of them for you.
Alright, take the lid off. If you have an empty one, use that, but I didn't, so I just wanted to show you. Take the lid, and on the lid part that is the outside, not the inside, that's the edge that you're going to use to make your cut ravioli. How close can I get? Okay, take your edge and squish it down. And you can catch the top, the lip of the top, and that's okay too. And do it on all 4 sides. And as you can see, it won't be perfect, so you can cut it a little bit more to try and square it up. One moment, Catherine, darling. And the top part is going to be a little sticking up, so use your best tool, which is your fingertip, to kind of square it down. Then you're going to cut it up, pull it up, and you have one little slice of ravioli. And I'll work on a few more and show you how they come out.
Yeah.
Alright, so now I've made several raviolis. And I'm just going to set those aside and grab some TLS, triple thick. You can use liquid Fimo or you can use liquid Sculpey. It doesn't really matter. They're both liquid clay and you can bake them because they're the polymer clay. It's just liquid. I have the lid of a little water bottle that I'm using. And I put some triple thick in there. Just squirt it in. And I know it's red. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Anyway, squirt it in there. Oopsie. Come back here. And then I have my Reeves Soft Pastel Chalk. I'm going to take the red. And some of that in there. Get yourself a toothpick or something. Start mixing it up. And I found that, and when I first did this, it was a little too red. So then I added a teeny tiny bit of brown. But only a little. And there's my wooden bowl. Just a moment. I'm going to use actually a pot, a little teeny tiny pot. And since I don't want to make a whole bunch, oh, husband's home with pizza. Yeah. Okay, pizza was good. So here is my sauce, and here are my raviolis, and here's my little pan, or my little pot. I don't know, pan, pot, whatever. I have a little piece of clay. Just I use a darker clay to fill up the bottom, so I don't have to make quite as many raviolis. And you just put it in like that, just a little. Then you take your raviolis and start stacking them in. And try and make sure that they're kind of all up. You know, the flat back is on the bottom. Don't stack them too. Don't do them flat on the ground. You want to make them look like they're going all different ways too. You don't want them just... There we go. Go the opposite way. Tumble them in there. Cover up all that brown underneath. And here's a real nice ravioli. Turned out very well. Put that right there. And this one over here. Whoop, get back in that. Don't be falling out. Okay. Oops, there's a hair. Alright. Now this, of course, a real pot of ravioli wouldn't have the ravioli popping out like this. But if it's fake, it actually looks like that's what it would look like, kind of. So, anyway, then you take your sauce. You can use a toothpick. You don't have to use this dental tool. And you just start gooing it on there. Oh, and I forgot I was going to put a layer of this underneath so it sticks underneath real easy. I forgot. This will act as a glue as well. And I know it looks thick right now, but it's really not that thick. It'll look thinner. I hear him driving the tractor. What is that boy doing? Boy is in my husband. Boy. Don't go anywhere. When I come back, I will show you how to make the ravioli that has meat inside of it. Now I have that part done. Yeah, clean that off. Lay it down. And let's get this out of the way. Now what we're going to do is you're going to take your flesh tone clay, roll it out on the pasta machine on like a number 6, pretty darn thin. Roll out a brown piece, excuse me, on a number 4. And then you're going to sandwich it. Kind of stack it here. Like that. And don't worry about the edges too much. Gonna squish it together. Take your pasta shaper. Alright, now if you can tell, I don't know if you could tell or not, but in between it's going to be darker. So I don't like making these because the edges aren't quite as clean cut as the solid ones. Take the middle, and you will be able to see the meat on the edges, but it's so tiny and they'll be covered with sauce, so you really won't be able to tell. Here is my little ravioli with a chunk of meat in it, and I will take my, let's see if I can get closer, come on, of course not. Yes, dear.
Oh, I know you're recording or not.
I am.
Oh, well, you can wait until you're done.
Good. Wait quietly. Shh. And then you take your little toothpick or whatever you have for the teeth marks out of the edge. And you'll be able to see the meat on the edge of your ravioli. And if you put that in a bowl, then it would look more real. Then in your pan, a little bit of sauce. And try not to cover up your meat. Bake this in the oven. When it comes out, let it cool, and then you can cover it with triple thick, and you will have a nice little pot or bowl of ravioli.